Jose asks, will there be a testnet setup for dummies tutorial? And what is needed to stake your ADA on the testnet? And Nico responded, yes, there will be, but it should be pretty straightforward as downloading a new version of Daedalus or Yoroi for the testnet. This assuming that you have your ADA in Yoroi without a ledger or Daedalus. So I would like to clarify that for all the people that are confused, if you have a Daedalus wallet, if you have a Yoroi wallet, after the testnet, after the snapshot, once the testnet starts, you're going to have to download a separate download, so a separate version of Daedalus and a separate version of Yoroi, whichever one you use, and that's what you're going to be using to stake within the testnet. It's going to be completely separate. Rick, did you want to add anything to that?
No, I have a version of it running so people know what they're looking at. There's other questions down below about can you run the testnet Daedalus and the non-Daedalus at the same time? Will they conflict? You can. I've got the testnet version of Daedalus pulled up. You want me to screen share that?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. And that way people will know exactly what they're looking at when they're looking at the testnet version as opposed to the real version. Okay. And looks like it's up. All right. So here's the testnet version of Daedalus. And you see in the top right corner here, there's a red badge that says testnet. All right. That way you know you're on the testnet version. I don't know what you're always going to say, but there'll be some other indications. The colors are a little bit different. It's the newer, and this is the newer version. This is the current version, Daedalus 0.15.0. So that is the newest version of Daedalus. If you haven't updated in a while, make sure you update your Daedalus wallet. If you're on Daedalus version 1.2 and earlier, you're going to have to go manually install the new Daedalus from daedaluswallet.io webpage so that it gets on the newer versions and it updates accordingly and migrates, all that kind of stuff. All right, Philippe, so you wanted to go over this briefly?
Yes. So the testnet, it's very interesting. It's a quick download. Usually, if you have Daedalus on your computer and you've been keeping up with the updates, there's going to be a little update tab that pops up in the upper corner. Well, it's kind of like a drop down right under where you see Tony Stark. You'll see usually update to node. It's update number 16. So using that information, you can update your computer. It update the Daedalus version, reopen Daedalus. It should reopen automatically. And there are a couple new features which are very cool and very helpful for users when we're going into the testnet. So, Rick, if you want to go to the settings tab, well, let's first do the notifications. So in the upper right hand corner, there is a news feed notification. So this is a news feed where you can submit a feature request, and it's also going to give you the latest news for Cardano, whatever IOHK pushes or Emergo pushes or the Cardano Foundation. So this is a very important feature because as the testnet comes closer and while we're in the testnet, you may get some crucial or critical updates in the news feed, and that's going to allow you to keep up to date of everything that's going on. As you can see, Daedalus 0.15 release notes and feature requests. So feature requests, it's going to take you to another portal, and you can contact IOHK and the Daedalus team and suggest new features, new updates that would make your life easier. So this is all about user interface and the user experience. So please click that and send them a message. I'm sure they're reading it. Rick,
Okay.
did you have anything else to say about the news feed?
No, that's it. Thanks.
Okay. And the
Okay.
second setting, if you go into more in the upper right hand corner, there's a little settings tab. So you can click settings and you can go down and there's a place that says, do you have your wallet recovery phrase? So why is this important? So when the testnet happens, the snapshot's supposed to happen this month and the testnet will come shortly afterwards. You're going to need your seed phrase. The seed phrase is your basically your password for your wallet. It's not your password because you have a separate password for Daedalus, but this is your passphrase that allows you to access your ADA and recover your wallet should your Daedalus crash or should you change computers. Everything about this seed phrase is the most important part of your wallet. And when we download the incentivized testnet version, so the incentivized version of Daedalus or the incentivized version of Yoroi, you're going to have to enter your seed phrase. But wait, what if you misplace your seed phrase? What if you don't know where it is? What if you're not even sure if it's correct? Personally, me, I have a lot of different wallets with a lot of different seed phrases. So I don't remember exactly which wallet corresponds to which recovery phrase. So you can go to the wallet. So if you're in the Tony Stark wallet or the Steve Rogers wallet, you can go ahead and click and see whether or not your wallet recovery phrase is the correct one. And this will prepare you for the testnet because you're going to have to input these words into the testnet version. So you can click wallet recovery phrase verification and just start entering your phrase, your 12-word wallet phrase, and it will let you know whether or not it is correct. And there are some people that may not have the correct phrase with them, or they may have lost their phrase. Don't panic. If you're in your wallet, maybe it's time to send it to a new wallet and create a new passphrase before the testnet happens. Just breathe and make sure that you get your 12-word wallet recovery phrase. So this is very important. I think this is a great feature coming into the incentivized testnet. So I will be using it. I will likely be using it after. I'm pretty sure I have the correct wallet recovery phrase, but I probably will use it after the first snapshot. There are going to be two snapshots. I want to pass it over to Rick because Rick watched most of the AMA yesterday from Charles. I have missed that. But can you talk a little bit more about the two snapshots that Charles referred to yesterday?
Yes, there were two snapshots there. Are we done with the screen share? All done, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right. Looks good. Okay, so there will be two snapshots, and it's a really good reason, man. The first snapshot is going to give the opportunity to enter your seed phrase, verify that you have a wallet working on the test net, whether it's your Yoroi or Daedalus, without a ledger or Trezor. You get it working on the test net. If you have problems, it'll give you time to sort it out. If there are bugs, it'll give you time to submit the bug report and get it fixed. Then there will be a second snapshot sometime later, and you'll be good to go. And that was the key. So totally makes sense. I'm totally down with two snapshots. They think of everything.
Yes, yes. This is very crucial because something could go wrong, and the second chance or the ability to fix your mistakes is crucial. We've been waiting for a long time, and I'm sure that a lot of people want to participate in the incentivized testnet. And that brings us to our disclaimer. And please note that if you do not feel comfortable staking, or if you do not feel comfortable removing your ADA, because the next point is you will not be able to stake using your Ledger wallet or any hardware wallet. If you have it on a hardware wallet, you will not be able to participate in the incentivized testnet. Please note that we do not know when the end date for the incentivized testnet is. It could be 2 months, it could be 6 months. Me personally, my opinion, it's probably going to be towards the higher range. We've had a history of taking our time with things and there have been delays. So I don't anticipate that we're going to be off the test net in 1 or 2 months. So if you miss this opportunity, you won't be able to stake for the next 4, 5, 6 months, potentially. But if you have to outweigh the risks and the rewards. So if you do not feel comfortable, just stay to the side. You are responsible for your own funds. No one's fault if something goes wrong. But at the same time, there are proper measures you can put in place to protect your funds and make sure that you are not vulnerable to a hack. And the snapshot is one moment of time, so you can jump in and out. So you can bring it off your ledger and then put it right back on your ledger if you want. But you need to figure out what's best for you. And if you're feeling queasy, best to stay out. Did you want to add anything to that, Rick?
Yeah, Philippe brought up at the beginning of the podcast, right before we started, that if you are not comfortable moving your funds off a ledger or off of the Trezor, then just don't bother participating in the test net, because some people, they have either high risk internet or their computers are in a more hostile environment. So there's a significant risk involved with moving it off a ledger or Trezor. So if you're not comfortable, don't bother. Only if you're comfortable moving your funds and your skill level is sufficient, then you would want to participate. Okay, but that each person has to make their own decision as to whether or not they want to participate, because each person has to assume their own level of risk. So,
Yes, exactly, exactly.
next question from Vanderkant.
Okay. Yes.
Oh, I think we already touched this one, but once the snapshot is taken, can I send my ADA to a non-euro or dataless wallet, like a hardware wallet, a third-party wallet, or an exchange wallet, and still receive staking rewards? The answer is yes. You have to move it to a non-hardware, non-exchange first. I do have a screen capture of that. Should I put that up?
Yes.
I think the screen capture will help answer questions in the big picture, in the big scheme of things, questions
And
that have not yet been asked.
and remember, it's after the second snapshot is taken. The second one, there are going to be two. So make sure that you stick around for the second one as well before you start moving things around.
Okay, so this is from an IOHK tweet and other sources. Here's the list on the left. Where can I keep my ADA? Uh, Daedalus Euro Mobile, Daedalus Paper Wallet, Euro Paper Wallet, green check mark, check mark, check mark. Then you got the red indicator on exchange, no. Hardware, no. Third party, no. The details on the what do I need to do might change, but this is the current details. Okay. So make sure you stay alert. Most of these say you don't need to do anything. Like if you have your funds on a data list from a long time ago, it will be captured in a snapshot. You know what I'm thinking, Philippe?
Yes.
Doesn't does a person still have to take their word seeds? They still have to move it to the test net and they still have to delegate it. So even if your ADA is sitting in a dataless wallet from a year ago, you still have to actively enter your word seeds. You don't have to change wallets. If your ADA is sitting in a dataless 1.2 from a year and a half ago, you're still okay, but you're still going to have to put your word seeds on the test net. So keep that in mind. I don't think that's a mistake on here. It just didn't amplify that detail. So then
Yes, that is correct.
you get further down the list to where it has the red indicator if it's on an exchange, and it gives you amplifying details. To take part in the incentivized test net, you'll need to move your ADA to a Daedalus Euro wallet. You can't do it from an exchange. Same with the hardware and same with the third-party wallets. Atomic, Infinito, ADA Lite. All right, good on that. Should I drop the screen share, or you got anything to add? Any
Good on
questions
that.
on that?
Good on that.
Okay, off we go.
So everyone that's still in the chat right now, if you've been dormant for a while in the Cardano ecosystem, just kind of watching from a distance, these next, I don't know, 5 to 6 weeks, this is you're going to have to just stay a little bit attentive to figure out exactly what's going on, especially if you want to delegate your stake to a pool. You need to make sure that you just tune in. Tune in. There's going to be a lot of information. And as soon as the second snapshot is over and you enter your seed phrase into the test net and you decide which pool to delegate, you can go into hibernation again. But until then, you're going to have to wake up from hibernation, stay in tune to what's going on. There are going to be a lot of updates that people send out, and just make sure that you're getting your information from reliable sources, and it should be good for everyone that wants to do it.